Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know I'm super late. This is my CARIBANA Toronto video. I've been super busy, I've been super stressed, but also that whole Toronto trip took a lot out of me. So I think that's why it took so long for me to even make this video. So, you know, I've been planning this trip, I would say for about like 6 months or so. I've been trying to pretty much hit all the carnivals. That's kind of been my thing. So when I heard about CARIBANA, I'm like, you know, I really want to do it. I really want to be a part of it. I have a lot of friends and family who've been to Toronto and CARIBANA, and I decided that was something that I wanted to do as well. So with that being said, I live in Boston, so I had to figure out like transportation and like hotels and bands and all that good stuff like that. So we ended up finding a band, which wasn't that hard due to like social media and like word of mouth and all that stuff like that. We played with Tribal. They're a really good band. They are the best, greatest hospitality, greatest designers, greatest everything. It was just a blast playing with that band, period. But when it came down for like transportation and like hotel, we were originally gonna fly there. Apparently it's like an hour away from where I live. So we were just gonna fly there, but every time we looked for flights, it was just always so expensive during that time. So we was on Instagram, and there was somebody in our town who put together like a bus package trip that came with like hotel and not flight, sorry, hotel and bus. And I think it was around like $400 for like you and one friend. And of course, like how you see all these other like travel sites and groups, it's like triple occupancy, double occupancy, single occupancy, like all the stuff like that, where it's like the prices are broken down based on how many people in your group. So me and my homegirl decided that we was gonna go on a bus trip. It looked pretty nice. It was $400. Okay, it was a really good price. So we booked that or whatever like 2 months in advance. Boom, boom, pow. That's great. So then the eve comes for us to leave on the bus trip, because it was we had to leave I think Thursday night around like 11:30. We had to meet like in Roxbury or like some neighboring town at a specific location. As any other bus trip, you have to meet at a specific location. The promoter who put the bus trip together, okay, emails us at 7:24 p.m. My apologies for this late notice, but unfortunately, due to the fact that we have had many people cancel out last minute on the trip who have not paid in full, the Toronto trip leaving tonight has been canceled. Full refunds will be issued within a week. We have worked very hard to try and secure transportation for the smaller number of people who were still attending, but was not successful. Again, my apologies. Canceled. 2 days before we're actually supposed to play mass.
Cancel.
And not to my surprise, but to my surprise, he's not answering his phone. Okay, he's not responding to emails. He's not responding to text messages. It's just, he literally pulled the rug from under us. And we had to find like last minute transportation, last minute hotels. Like it was literally a shit show, and it was one of the biggest nightmares of my life. Because it's just the first thing that came to mind was, how am I gonna get to Canada? How am I gonna get my costume? When am I gonna get there? Like I just thought about all the money and the time spent and like wasted. It's like just going down the tubes. After like a good hour of searching and whatnot and panicking and like having a spaz attack, we ended up finding a hotel. We ended up staying at the Holiday Inn in Mississauga, Toronto. I always have a hard time pronouncing that town. It's like so many S's, so many I's, and like one town. But yeah, whatever, we ended up staying there. I already made the executive decision to sacrifice my car. So I was like, you know what, my car is outside, it's working, God willing, God blessed. We packed up my car, we drove out there. Took us about like 12 to like 15 hours, honestly, just to get there, period. Okay, so we finally got there around like 3 o'clock. Okay, we ate lunch, and then we exchanged currency, and then we went straight back to the other side to pick up our costume at the warehouse, which was actually not as much of a clusterfuck as I thought it would be, because anytime you pick up your costume, if you played mass before, if you're a veteran, you know what I mean, it's always a clusterfuck. Like, your costume's probably never ready, you know what I mean, maybe the designer is late, or it's just always a mess. But our sections were divided, I think, by designer. I believe they divided your costumes by designer, like in terms of where they put them in the warehouse. So it's not that it's just like one long line for everybody for like one section. So that's one thing I really appreciated, because I feel like there was a lot of masqueraders, and I really appreciated how organized and efficient Tribal was and how they laid everything out. It was beautiful. So I went straight into my section. My designer's name is Shanice. She goes by Shandeezy on Instagram, and she was ready. She had everything lined up, okay? She knew what was going on. Everybody had their name on their names on their bags. Everything was put together proper, not a hair out of sight. Like, literally, like, when you rolled up to see her, like, she was chilling, because she had everything ready. She wasn't like everybody else, like, running around, like, gluing on a gem and trying to fix a headpiece. She was on point, and that's just one thing I really appreciated. One thing to make sure when you are playing mass, if you are not a veteran, or if you are not a continuing masquerader, if this is your first time playing mass, please make sure that you have all of your pieces to your costume before you leave the site. It's a mess if you don't have all your pieces, because then you have to get in contact with them. It's like they may not have extra pieces, or they may not believe you. You know what I mean? You just want to do a thorough check. You got to treat it like Chinese takeout. You want to open up the bags, you know what I mean? Make sure you have your, your dim sum. Make sure you have your pork fried rice. Make sure you have your beef teriyaki. Like, you just want to make sure you have everything inside. Like, just don't be that person that's like, oh my God, I'm missing my headpiece. Girl, no. My bag from Tribal. I picked it up today. This is my goodie bag. This is my costume. Okay, so here I have my face mask. I have my wire bra. So pretty. My thigh pieces. My bangle. My chest / neck piece, my thong bottom, my ankle pieces, my arm pieces, and last but not least, the lovely tiara. Alright, so let's get into this nice little goodie bag. Regular string bag, but it comes with lots of goodies. So I got my map, all my information. I have my Tribal cup, and I have a nice little present, and then of course my wristband. So fast forward to the morning of, so much fun, so much exhaustion. We're putting on our makeup, we're getting ready, we're putting together our fanny packs. Some of the things I put together in my fanny pack was, I made sure I had like my lip gloss or my lip balm. You never want to caught lacking without. I actually took the extra mile, and I brought my portable cell phone charger. And I usually don't do that when I play in Boston, because it's Boston, but because I'm not familiar with the area, I don't know where we're going, where we're going to end up. I want to make sure that if my friends and I, if we ever get separated, at least our phones are charged, and we can always just reach each other. Like, that's just a pro tip for me. If you're able to get a small portable charger, and if you're able to fit your plug wherever, in whatever bag or carry-on that you're bringing on the road, I suggest you do so. Especially if you're not familiar with the area. Like, you can't really put together like a meetup place, like if there's an emergency, meet me here and here. So I recommend just trying to be as safe as possible. You want to have fun, but you also want to remember to be safe, especially in places you're not familiar with. forward to us leaving the hotel, driving to the stadium, and arriving. Yeah, so we walked so far. I think the route, was I think at most a total of 8 miles, and I felt it. I honestly felt it. One thing that really I did not appreciate was the fact that there was no general separation between the public and the masqueraders. So everybody and anybody was mixed into our band. And you know how it gets if you play mass, or if you have been to a carnival where there's like no fences and there's no separation and there's no proper security within the band. It's like everybody's just everywhere and it looks messy. So I did not appreciate that. And from the looks of it, other masqueraders who were around me, they didn't seem to appreciate it either. So our costumes were messed up. Like you know what I mean? People who had feathers banged up. We were across the stage and people's costumes were falling apart because there was like no proper security, there's no proper boundaries. You know, the section leaders and the DJs are asking the regular people on the streets to please exit the band, and they're not exiting the band. Public service announcements to the regular schmegular folks who want to just jump the band: stop. Just don't. You want to be down with us so bad, buy a costume like everybody else and be a part of us. You look crazy as hell with your homemade carnival outfit jumping up with the masqueraders. Really? You thought that was cute for you to put on a regular outfit and jump in with a whole group of people who have a matching costume. Think about it. It's just frustrating because it's like we spent our money to be a part of this organization, to enjoy the festival, to enjoy the weather, to enjoy the time, enjoy people's company and lime, and you have people jump in the band and fucking the whole thing up. And that's just one thing I cannot do. And personally, because of that, I will never play in Toronto again. I don't even think I'd go back for the carnival. I love Toronto as a country, I really do. I think it's spectacular. I think Toronto has a lot to offer, way more than the United States. But I will never, ever, ever in life play in CARIBANA again. Like, that was just too much. It was too damn long, it was too damn hot, and it was too many damn people messing up my costume. I just will not. My likes were just like the costume, the price, the quality. One thing also too, what I really appreciated about just the carnival down there period, is that the men played. The men played mass. We in Massachusetts, in Boston, wherever the carnivals are held, I don't see a lot of men playing mass. In Toronto, it's pretty much a big thing. Like, it's just as regular as a woman buying a costume. And that's the type of energy I like to see. I like to see all of our people get together, you know, put the costume on, enjoy the culture, enjoy the history. And I think that's important. Yes, another one of my likes is the quality and the price. Oh my baby Jesus, yes. I feel like I paid a really good price for my costume and got a lot in return. Like, the quality was magnificent. Like, I cannot say enough good things about Shanice, the costume designer. Like, she really put her foot and her back into that costume. It was amazing. Just like how I said already, I mentioned previously, it was too long of a route. That's just my dislike. It was too long of a route. You know, the general public was mixed in, and it was an all-day affair. Like, it was literally from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Like, literally an all-day affair. Like, it was a lot. Some tips I have for you all, if you are interested in CARIBANA, would be, if you can drive to Canada, drive to Canada. Like, I highly recommend it, only because it's such a big place. I think the Ubers and the Lyfts would kind of be expensive. So just imagine, like, for you to get to place, like, it's crazy. Like, so that's why I recommend, if you can either rent a car or drive, I really recommend that. With as many stops as we had, and like as many places as we wanted to, I was really grateful about my car. Like, we were hungry and whatnot, like, and like I said, a lot of the places are far. So just, if you honestly can, just drive. Another pro tip is to honestly wear comfortable shoes. I cannot tell you what comfortable shoes are. Meaning, like, if you are comfortable in heels, if that's your thing, by all means, I've seen it all. So I'm not passing judgment. Just wear what's comfortable for you. If you need to wear like Dr. Scholl's, wear your Dr. Scholl's. If you want to wear Uggs on the road, wear your Uggs on the road. Wear whatever you want that you know is going to suit you. Another thing is to just stay current and aware of your surroundings. I mean, just make sure you're with all your group members. It's always just me and my one friend traveling, so we're really just responsible for ourselves as much as each other. So yeah, we just always stick together anyway. So it's like kind of easy for us to pay attention because it's one and two as opposed to a group of people. But even if you are with a group of people or one person, just always stay current and aware of your surroundings. Like I said before, you always want to have fun when you go on the road or when you travel to do fun things like this, but you always need to be safe. Safety should be your first priority. Last but not least, which is a lesson that I learned throughout this whole trip, is you could plan a trip for as long as you want. You know what I mean? Find the best of this, the best of that, but things happen unexpectedly all the time. There's nothing you can do about it. And the best thing you can do is just have fun with it and like roll with the punches. Like, that's just life. Once again, a big hearty heart thank you if you are here watching this video now at the end of September. Thanks for being patient. Thank you for watching this. Hopefully I answered all of your questions. Yeah. Miami Carnival is in 2 weeks, and I promise you guys I will not do you dirty again and leave you hanging and make a video like almost 2 months later. I promise I will have you guys have videos sooner than later. Yeah, last but not least, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share, and follow me on Instagram at glamgirlnish. Bye, guys.